Welcome to another episode of Coldfusion. In internet terms, YouTube seems to have been around forever. For nearly 2 decades, it's been the go-to place for longer form videos. With over 2 billion daily active users, it's one of the biggest sites in the world and the second largest search engine after Google. It's estimated that 1 billion hours of video is watched on YouTube every day. That's like watching the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy more than 4.5 million times. Over the years, YouTube has gone through many phases, from random viral videos to bloggers, pranks, and now more professional content. And today, for viewers like you, this is a free source of news, information, and entertainment. But in all of this, we rarely think about the people who built this platform. Susan Wojcicki is one of the most important people when it comes to YouTube. She's been YouTube's CEO since 2014, and she's played a pivotal role in the platform's massive growth and success. But recently, she stepped down from the helm, and this was to make way for Neal Mohan. Neal had been YouTube's Chief Product Officer since 2015. So why, as one of the most influential women in tech, did Susan Wojcicki suddenly decide to leave? What is her legacy at YouTube? And who exactly is this new CEO, Neal Mohan? Is YouTube going to take a different direction under his reign? Let's take a look.
You are watching Coldfusion TV.
Susan Wojcicki's connection to Google predates her role as YouTube's CEO. In 1998, she famously rented out her garage in Menlo Park, California, to Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the 2 co-founders of Google. She was working as a marketing manager at Intel at the time, but was very intrigued by the project from the 2 Stanford graduates. Just 1 year later, she would leave her job at Intel and join Google as their 16th employee. Wojcicki's first challenge was to find ways to generate revenue from Google's search engine without compromising the user experience. She came up with the idea of AdWords, a system that allowed advertisers to bid on keywords related to their products or services and display text-only ads on relevant search pages. AdWords was launched in 2000 and became one of Google's main sources of income. Wojcicki also spearheaded several acquisitions that expanded Google's online presence. In 2003, she led the launch of AdSense, a system that placed ads on third-party websites based on their content. To power AdSense, she acquired Applied Semantics, a company that developed natural language processing technology. A couple of years later, she would make a massive contribution to Google. In 2005, 3 former PayPal employees, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim, had an idea to make a site where ordinary people could upload their videos, basically share home videos to the world. And that site was YouTube. Interestingly, YouTube was supposed to be a dating site, a site where users could upload videos of themselves and find potential matches. They even had a slogan for it: tune in, hook up. The idea didn't take off, and YouTube would pivot towards becoming a general video sharing site. Just imagine how YouTube would look like today if that concept became popular. Anyway, in 2005, Google had its own video sharing site, Google Video. I wonder if any of you remember that. Unlike YouTube, Google Video initially only offered a video search engine that would index videos from other websites. Later though, Google would accept user-generated content. Meanwhile, Susan Wojcicki, who was the head of Google Video at the time, saw that YouTube was growing in popularity and taking off. In this moment, she saw an opportunity. She convinced Google's co-founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, to buy YouTube. And a year later, in 2006, over dinner at a Denny's restaurant, Google's former CEO, Eric Schmidt, persuaded Chad Hurley and Steve Chen to sell YouTube for $1.6 billion. It was Susan's responsibility to integrate YouTube into Google's advertising network. In 2008, she oversaw the acquisition of DoubleClick, a company that specialized in display advertising and ad serving. Neal Mohan was an employee of DoubleClick at the time. We'll come back to Mohan and how he became an integral part of Google and YouTube later on in the episode. In 2014, Susan Wojcicki was made YouTube CEO. As CEO, she focused on improving the user experience of the platform, developing new revenue streams for creators, and investing in new technology like virtual reality and live streaming. Under her leadership, YouTube grew rapidly and became one of the most popular websites on the internet. Susan Wojcicki's tenure at YouTube has never been smooth sailing. Everything from dealing with copyright issues and figuring out how to monetize YouTube, not to mention navigating controversies. But Susan handled things well for the most part. Today, YouTube is a major part of Google's business and generates billions of dollars in revenue every single year. After 9 years at YouTube and more than 2 decades at Google, on February 16th, Susan Wojcicki finally stepped down from her position. In an official press release, she said that she made the decision to focus on her family, health, and personal projects. She, however, would help the new CEO, Neal Mohan, and remain in an advising role in the short term. In an open letter to staff, Wojcicki highlighted Mohan's role in helping to launch some vital YouTube products, and she expressed nothing short of praise for him. So what do we know so far about Neal Mohan? He was born in India and moved to the United States at a young age. He earned his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Cornell University in 1995. Later, he got his master's degree from Stanford. Neal Mohan started his professional career at Accenture, and shortly after that, he joined DoubleClick, that online advertising company that Google bought. By 2005, he was senior vice president at DoubleClick. He ultimately facilitated the sale of DoubleClick to Google for $3.1 billion in 2008. After this, he was promoted to a senior advertising position at Google. In 2011, he became Senior Vice President of Display Advertising at Google, and this would make him one of the highest-ranking executives in the company. In 2014, he became Chief Product Officer at YouTube, and during this time, he would work closely with Wojcicki. From the development and launch of YouTube Music and YouTube TV, to more recently in 2020, YouTube Shorts, which was there to compete with TikTok and Instagram Reels. Most famously, Neal is known to be a crypto-friendly executive. Last year, he hinted at possible NFT integration. Neal stated that NFTs will help creators interact and build relationships with their fans, as well as monetize their content and brand. And this worried a lot of people, seeing that the NFT bubble was full of scams and had busted already by that point. But thankfully, none of this has come to fruition thus far. He also stated that YouTube is exploring how to leverage blockchain technology. But again, thus far, no details have been released. In a 2022 interview, Mohan explained that if he ever wrote a book on product management, the first chapter wouldn't be about innovation and creativity, but instead, it would concentrate on decision-making and the creation of a framework, and this framework should allow for quick and effective decisions throughout an organization. And that says a lot about his management style. In a way, it's kind of a stark contrast to the likes of Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. While passion, creativity, and chaos may be the hallmarks of these leaders, Mohan's approach is all about the process. Time will ultimately tell, but for now, it seems that people within Google are happy with the change. Priscilla Lau, an Alphabet employee who collaborated with Mohan at Google, said that she trusted his product skills, his understanding of business, and the dynamic relationship with the creators. According to sources close to Google's executive team, Mohan's personality may be well suited for navigating turbulent waters. Now age 49, Neal Mohan takes the helm at YouTube during a very turbulent time for Google. Google is facing tremendous pressure. The internal morale at the company is rather low due to a recent slashing of 12,000 jobs. And due to inflation and rising interest rates from central banks, spending across the board is down and the digital ad market is struggling. And the first thing that brands tend to cut is their marketing budget. And this has resulted in a drop in YouTube revenue over the last 2 quarters. Google themselves are in sort of a battle with AI chat systems because they're chipping away at their main cash cow, search. But back to YouTube, in recent years, the platform has been facing fierce competition from others, especially ByteDance's TikTok for shorter forms of content. YouTube is currently trying to gain traction in Shorts, mainly by monetizing the same way that TikTok does, but that's just following trends, not innovating. Dealing with such issues is no easy feat, and the company knows that they have to tread carefully. As the new CEO, considering everything, he's got his work cut out for him. So what's the new direction for YouTube? Mohan has revealed his goals in 2023 in a first letter to the YouTube community. Some highlights include generative AI, from ChatGPT to DALL-E 2 and Microsoft's AI-powered search engine Bing. It's taken the world by storm, so it comes as no surprise that YouTube is going to jump on the bandwagon. Mohan stated that he's eager to explore the potential of generative AI. He believes that it's going to allow creators to elevate their potential. Quote, creators will be able to boost their storytelling and production value from switching outfits virtually to creating a wonderful film setting with AI's generative skills. He stressed that it's going to balance this responsibility and set, quote, thoughtful guardrails for AI-generated content. He's also given a glimpse of some new product features on YouTube. He hinted that Shorts will soon have advanced editing tools and expanded music selections. Meanwhile, sports fans can expect an expanded selection of live events on YouTube TV, and podcasting will become a major focus within YouTube Music. It appears that many new features, if not major changes, are on the way. Alright, so I'll wrap this video up with an interesting fact. Back in 2011, Twitter tried to recruit Neal Mohan to improve its product lineup, but Google made an offer of $100 million in stock options to retain him. Google probably saw the potential in him from early on, and then now is the CEO of YouTube. While he may not be the flashy type, his emphasis on process and proven track record of leadership might just make him a solid choice to lead the company through the challenges ahead. At least that's what Google's upper management believes. So in conclusion, as a viewer or as a fellow creator, what do you think? Are you anxious to see how all of this pans out under his reign? Does Neal seem like the right person to lead such a giant company? Can YouTube reclaim its mantle as the innovator? Or will it be left behind, simply trying to keep up with the new rivals and trends? If you're looking for more Coldfusion, I've done an episode on the hidden history of the iPod, the product that brought Apple back from the brink. Did you know that it was manufactured in just a few months? And that legally, Apple isn't the inventor of the iPod? If you want to see it right now, you can head over to the streaming platform Nebula. Nebula is a streaming platform made by creators for creators. Over there, I don't have to worry about demonetization or an algorithm, so I can experiment with content. And best of all for you guys, it's ad-free. Nebula features YouTube's best educational content creators, such as Real Engineering, Real Life Law, Polymatter, and Half as Interesting. If you sign up using the link below, you get to support me directly and get both Nebula and Nebula classes for 40% off the annual plan, around just $2.50 a month. Clicking the link below really helps me out, so thank you. Okay, so that's about it from me. Thanks for watching. My name is Dagogo, and you've been watching Coldfusion, and I'll catch you again soon for the next episode. Cheers guys. Have a good one.
Coldfusion. It's new thinking.